Welcome back to ITS 149. Let's take a look at Mongo. Again, to go and install it, what we're looking for is the Mongo DB community download, right? So, I've already downloaded mine. I have my install files here. And, what you do is you go and look for your version of your operating system, community server, and go and do it. Now, again, there is for the Mac, and or various Linux distros, right? So I've already downloaded my Microsoft installation file, and I have it here now. In a minute, I'm going to come to different things over here, tools. So I'm going to leave this kind of up. Okay. Now, once you've installed it, it gives you a couple things, right? It gives you a couple things. And then what this is, it gives you something called Compass, right? And it gives you Mongo. Now, Mongo really is a command shell application. And, what you have to do is a command shell. You have to go and make sure you find the correct directory that has your Mongo files in it. So, unless you're really good at setting paths, you got to go and hunt for it. So on mine, I have this, right? And then here, if I come with dir, I got server, so I got to go server. And if I do a dir, I got 5.0, 5.0, and then I'm looking for my bin, right? So dir, my bin. So I go here. Now inside a bin, I have my mongod exe file with start set, and my Mongo, which actually is the one used to go ahead and into my Mongo, right? So I'm going to leave this here for a second. And once you come into your Compass, now Compass is just an interface to your command shell. So if I just connect, these are my databases I have. Now, same thing for my command shell. Now I have mongod is the thing that starts it, right? So mongod is started. And then to go into it is Mongo. Yeah, and this is, it's optional whether you want to do it this way, right? Just want to show you. Now, if I do show databases, show DBS, it gives me the exact same thing as located here, right? Exact same thing. Okay, so it's here. Now, for the assignment, I say, okay, let's go ahead and create a database. So I'm going to create a database, Dale, and a collection name Dale. Now, a collection is the same thing as a table. A database can have as many tables as it wants, really, right? So I'm just going to give it the same name for now. You can give it different names if you want to, and I'm going to create. Now I have Dale, and if I click on Dale and I click on the collection Dale, I have no data. All right, I have no data. But if I wanted to add data, I have a couple of ways to do it. I can do it individually, right? I can do it individually, but I can also do it this way. I can say import a file, come here, and then student scores that I have inside the assignment, student scores, JSON, JavaScript object notation file, and I'm going to just import it. Yeah. Now, once I'm done, I've entered 10 records, 10 documents. Each record is like a document. That's the name for a record, document. Now, if I look at the JSON file itself in Notepad++, this is what it looks like. So you see how it says student 1, ID 1, student 1, type quiz 75, ID 2, that kind of. So this is what a JSON file. Now, JSON is one format that is used to share data over the internet. Another popular one is called XML. Yeah. So, again, this is just Dale speaking. I think that XML is out the door and JSON will replace it. MongoDB is just one tool that's able to look at the JSON files, right? The JSON files over here. And, it's just one tool, right? So, and you can see inside of Compass. And if I come over here inside of my Mongo and I do show DBs again, DBS, now I have Dale. Yeah. Now the assignment itself has a lot of command prompt queries and those kind of things, how you can go ahead and find them. So, at the command prompt, the one thing that you got to do, the first thing that you got to do is you have to say which database you're going to be using. So I say use Dale. And then if I want to see what's inside there, then I do the find command. So the DB, which is Dale, DB, my collection that I'm looking at, which is also Dale, and I do a find, and I do a open paren, close paren here. And then if I list it, I have all of my files here, right? So you see that over there. So you see it says the same thing now. Same thing, ID 1, student 1, type quiz, course 75. It's the same thing, right? So, I have a lot of ways to go ahead and find. So if I said, I just wanted to find student number 8. So I can do it here. I can do the DB, my collection is called Dale, and I do a find, open paren, close paren, and then curlies. Curly like this. And student is a text field, so I'm going to do student. Close text like this, but the number itself is a number field, so put a colon over there. I'm just going to say student 5. Like this. So after I hit it, then I should find only student number 5. Yeah. In here, I can do it this way. The curlies are already kind of provided. So I'm just going to do curlies. And I say student, again, student, colon, and then colon. Then I say student 5, right? And then if I do a find, then I find only my student 5. So again, Compass is just an interface for this guy. Okay. Now, for the assignment, I said, okay, go ahead and, enter your own database. One way that you can do it, this is just Dale. You can, put in 5 fields over here. ID is 1. I'm just going to copy this and put in another one. And I'm just going to do this, right? Paste it in another one. And I'm going to go ahead and replace. Where's my replace? Replace in Notepad. I'm going to say student, and I'm student. I'm going to replace that field student. I'm going to put in car. Yeah. And I'm going to say type. I'm going to replace type, and I'm going to put in make. All right, make. Yeah. I'm just playing with here, and then I'm going to do, because get up in the format, and if you don't get it exactly right, I'm going to give you some problems. So I'm just going to say, then I'm going to say score, and I'm going to say color, something like that, right? Just kind of, and then you can put a comma over here, different fields. And just to make it easier to see, I'm going to get rid of, all except for the first 2 files over here, yeah? So hard bracket in the front and the back, curly to include each record, right? Then I say ID 1, okay, make, and then I'm going to say, this is a Honda. And then the color, I'm going to say it's red. Yeah. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, car. And then this guy, cart 2, sorry. And then make, and then I'm going to say this is a Toyota. And then I'm going to say the color is blue. Right, like this. So that should be fine, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and save this as, I'm going to type in car, and I'm going to save it as a JSON file in my Notepad++. JSON file. I see it over here, right? Over here, so I should be able to do it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add a new database over here. So you see, I come to the plus down here, create a database. I'm going to just call it car. And the table, I'm going to call it car, whatever. You can call it whatever. Yeah. So now I have car over here. If I click on car, it has no data, right? So I'm gonna, again, add a file, car, hopefully it comes over, and then import it. And if I look at it there, I got, I got my cars. I have two cars inside there. To edit it, you can go ahead and say, oh, whatever, like this, you can go and, add a field afterwards, whatever, like this. So you can go ahead and do a lot of different things in MongoDB. Okay, so now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Mongo is just one way to access this JSON file. Once you got the file, the JSON documents, the records imported into Mongo, then what you want to do is you want to go and use, Jupyter R to go ahead and do your graphs or whatever. So I'm going to do a new R, right? And then I have a script over there. So I say, you got to install these guys, right? So I'm going to come over here, copy to here, and I paste it in, install, get rid of this chevron over here. Oh, sorry. So Mongo Lite, so that, give it some time. And then, yeah, Mongo Lite like this, okay, that's fine. And then I say, okay, I'm gonna find my collection over here, and again, just for fun, we can use car, up to you. So I'm just gonna use car and car, right? Because that was our connection over here. And then you gotta go ahead and run that guy over there, overwritten, okay, like this, okay, cool. And then now to kind of see it, you gotta do one more step over here. And then you gotta do like this. And here, and this one. So what this does is convert it to the data. The new DB data, it converts it. Because otherwise, let me show you what it looks like if you don't convert it, right? If you don't convert it, it looks like this. It's just a script. But if you want to convert it to a data format, then you do it this way. You assign that new B, whatever you call it, the new DB, fine, whatever you call it, and call it data. Now, if I type in data, I should see my two cars. And I see my two cars, right? So, go ahead and give me some screen prints for this guy. Yeah, give me some screen prints over here, and then put in your own records, right? And the purpose of this exercise over here was to go ahead and, put me some screen prints inside of Compass over here, that you created your database, your collection, and you saw your then part 4 over there, yeah. Okay, so that you did actually put in the fields and stuff like that. And maybe an assignment over there. Let me go try and make sure that I do it right, and that you can connect up to that guy using R, right? So a couple screen prints inside of Mongo, with my Mongo Compass. Yeah, just say you have your own data over here, and that you can connect up. Yeah, you created your database, all of this guy over here, and your data, and that you queried some fields over here. So you go ahead and you said like this, the curlies, and then within the curlies you said quote make, and then Toyota, yeah, and then you find it. So you see that to it. So, and then that you connect it. So 4 screen prints, yeah, 4 screen prints, and then you're done. Okay, thank you.